This is a message to music venues like Belsonic and anybody else that's going to follow suit. To bands and artists, and to us, the fans, the paying fans, the supporters. First of all, tell Belsonic, boycott it. And I'm only one person, that's fine. But as you can see by your posts on Facebook or Twitter, there's massive pushback. You can suppress all the comments you want, but you have just lost at least 50% of your fan base. People that support your venue and venues like yours for decades now. You've lost 50% and a massive gamble on losing possibly the other 50%. Massive gamble. So you're being boycotted. End of. Don't even care if you overturn your decision, but you won't. You can try and gloss that up whatever way you want by saying, oh, we'll give you 3 options of trying to gain entry with these restrictions. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. It's reward and blackmail. That's what it is. It's reward. So if you're going to say you're testing for the virus, which is fair enough, then it has to be across the board, because it's been proven that vaccinated or unvaccinated, you can spread the virus. So if you're not testing vaccinated people for coming into your venue, then that is a reward. Period. Fact. That's a reward for people that have got vaccinated. And I'm not for or against if that's freedom of choice. Complete freedom of choice if you've decided to get vaccinated or not. But if you're not testing people that are vaccinated, then that's a reward scheme for getting vaccinated, where people that haven't got vaccinated have to, when both people can spread the virus. So completely boycott it. It's business suicide. As I say, you've lost 50% of your fan base. It's clear to see. You can hate the comments you want. It's clear to see. And you're gambling on losing the other ones, the other 50%, and I'll come to that. Bands, it will be career suicide for yourselves if you support this. Really. And we understand you have had a hard year, but us fans will be here to support you. If you keep writing honest music and playing and getting your music out there via your online media, we will support you. We love music. It's what gets us by. Day in, day out, hard times, good times, in between times. We will support you. We will find you. And if you go against this and come out and vocally speak against this, your fan base will exponentially explode. You'll get my support. I'll promote you. We need to stand up against this. We already know you bands and artists are finding it hard to even get on the radio, let alone get your songs in the charts, because it's filled with pop rubbish that doesn't have no meaning or soul to it. So we need you to stand up for us and push back against this, and in return you will get us standing up for you. Which brings us to the fans. We're the most important people. If we don't support this madness, it won't go any further, because, as I say, it's business suicide. If a business doesn't have people coming through their door to buy their product, then they'll have to close down. It's as simple as that. If we're not supporting them, their business will close down, so they'll be forced to change. And I'll give you a perfect example. When we were younger, believe it or not, we couldn't get into pubs and clubs if we were wearing trainers or you had a tattoo showing. Fact. Wouldn't let us in for years. Guess what happened to them businesses? They closed down, or they lost half their custom, so they were forced to change the rules and regulations. This is no different. No different whatsoever. So we have the power to fight back against it. And we had what we know in the business is the sly off clause. And I'm being polite with the word sly off. That if you turned up to your pub or your club and you were out with your mate, and the bouncer didn't let you in because you had trainers or a tattoo on, then your mate who didn't have trainers or didn't show tattoos had a choice to make. Did he go in without you? Or did he go somewhere else with you that didn't have them type of restrictions? And depending on what he do, depending on whether you still have a mate or not. And we'd all been there. This is no different, because this is what I'm saying. They've lost 50% of their fan base, and they're risking losing the other 50, because if I'm vaccinated and I can go, and my other mate who isn't can't go, I have a choice to make. Am I going to support that and lose my friend? Or am I going to stand up for his rights? I know I'm going to stand up for his rights. It's freedom of choice. and not to be getting segregated. This country's been segregated for long enough, and we all know for whatever reasons that's been over the years. It's well documented. But we're at a stage now where I would comfortably say it's 75%, 80% completely integrated, multicultural. Everybody gets on. And if we're going to have a better future for our kids that's going forward and keep that progressing, that we can't start off on being segregated by letting them divide us and rewarding and blackmailing us. Young people, yous are under attack enormously. Social media, mainstream media, your peers, the pressure yous are under. It's unbelievable. It's unprecedented. And we need you to stand together. Stand up for each other. Don't take part in this madness. Push back. Ask for refunds. You didn't buy these tickets under the obligation and restrictions that they're now imposing on you or your friends or other family members. Because there's plenty of family members and friends out there. 50% of the house is faxed and 50% aren't. And that isn't going to change. So they're trying to create a division. Stick a wedge right down the middle of us. Do not let them divide us. Please stand up against this madness. Just hold tight for a bit longer. And if people are knocking through the doors, they'll be forced to change. Forced to change. Anybody that's doing this now, boycott. Anybody that's going to do this in future, they need boycott it. Stick together, people.